Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar, Allahu Akbar. Ashhadu an la ilaha illallah. Ashhadu an la illallah. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. أشهد أن محمدا رسول الله. حي على الصلاة. Libra gang gang. حي على الصلاة. حي على الفلاح. حي على الفلاح. الله أكبر، الله أكبر. I am she. Shimshis Ranfant Atun, the mistress of Atun, aka High Priestess Shavanda. Begin all prayers and thinking by using Al Kalum. Naya, Malachi Zadok Yok El, the receiver, the holy tablets. This holy tablet is divinely inspired. This tablet is as holy as your holy Bible and Quran, and it is to be treated as the same way. This is a revelation for you from the Most High to set straight the records, to remove the falsehoods. The Quran has not changed the world, nor has the Torah or the New Testament. They have done nothing for us, the Nubians, but were used to enslave us. So the Most High and his heavenly host have decided that it was time to renew the Nubian history. It is time for the Nubians to have their own scripture for their spiritual upliftment and guidance. This scripture is your scripture. Treat it as such. Do not eat over it or do anything that might hinder your search for understanding while reading. Do not read the holy tablets while angry, for the information that is within the confines of its pages are given to you in order to break this evil hypnotic spell of spiritual ignorance and racial blindness. We suggest you read the holy tablets every day for your daily guidance. Read it as a family. prayer. This is what they taught of prayer. You pray in your distress and in your need, that you might pray also in the fullness of your joy and in your days of abundance. For what is prayer but the expansion of yourself into the living ether? And if it is for your comfort to pour your darkness forth the dawning into space, it is also for your delight to pour forth the dawning of your heart. And if you cannot but weep when your soul summons you unto prayer, she shall spur you again and yet again through weeping until you shall come laughing. When you pray, you rise to meet in the air those who are praying at that very hour, and whom save in prayer you may not meet. Therefore, let your visit to the masjid be invisible, for naught but ecstasy and sweet communion. For if you should enter the masjid for no other purpose than asking, you shall not receive. And if you should enter the masjid, into it to humble yourself, you shall not receive, be lifted. Or even if you should enter into it to beg for the good of others, you shall not be heard. It is enough that you enter the temple invisible. I cannot teach you how to pray in words. Listen to the messages of Anu from the Allahum to your words, save when he himself utters them through your lips. And I cannot teach you the prayer of Yam, meaning the seas and the forest and the mountains. But you who are born of the mountains and the forest and Yam can find this prayer in which are thine in today's, which are thine also. We cannot ask you for aught, for thou knowest our needs before they are born in us. You are our need, and in giving us more of thyself, thou givest us all. But those who know pray this: Our Father, For you are of the all, and you are in the all, and all is in you. You're head of the 300 EGG of the Anunnakis who are still in the sky. O most holy, your name is found amongst the holy ones, the Anunnaki of the heavens. For you were to name all the things that were brought into existence. Blessed is your name, O most holy. Your name is found amongst the holy ones, the Anunnakis of the heavens. For you were to name all the things that were brought into existence. Blessed is your name. Nothing and no one can give you a name, for your name is of the all. You have been appointed Anu. Oh, Anu, your kingdom will come, and what you will and ask of us will be done on earth, Tiamat, just as things are done in the heavenly skies amongst the Anunnaki. We ask you to please give us the breath of life each day where we rise. Forgive us if we disagree, as we forgive those who disagree with us, and we will procreate as you wish. And protect us from the evil ones and their temptations, for you are the ruler of all kingdoms, and all power is yours, and the glory forever and ever. And we know you have appointed one of the Yahwehs, your own grandson. Adonai, Tammuz, as our shepherd, and we have all we need. As you and the Anunnaki declares, verily we have given you all the abundance. So pray unto your sustainer and offer. Verily your enemy shall be the one cut off. His seed will be cut off after 6,000 years from the most holy day. He let us rest in the outer fields of green grass and leads us to quiet pools of fresh water. He gives us new strength. He guides us in the right path as he has promised. Even if we go through the deepest fears of death, we will not be afraid because we know that you are with us. Your flails and rods and your wasps protect us from disagreeableness. You prepare a table for us where all our enemies can see you welcome us as an honored guest upon your ship and fill our cups to the brim. We know that your goodness and love shall be with us all of our lives, and your house will be our house as long as we exist. Tablet 6. The reproductive process. 19 times 6 equals 114. Love. Sexual reproduction is the union of two cells to form one or more. This one formed cell then grows into a new living being or beings. The organs of the reproductive system may be divided into two groups: the gonads, which means the male and female sex organs; the testes and ovaries, in which they produce egg cells or oocytes, a cell from which an egg or ovum develops by meiosis; a female gametocyte, in which that produces germ cells called spermatozoa. The hormones called testosterone, estrogen, and progesterone, and two, a series of ducts for the transportation of germ cells. In the male, the penis is prepared to transfer germ cells into the body of the female. In the female, the uterus is changed or arranged to support the growth and development of the new living being. The spermatozoa plus the secretions of the seminal vesicles of the prostate. Page 714, Tablet 6, the reproductive process. Diagram 104, DNA, deoxyribonucleic acid. Diagram 105, RNA, ribonucleic acid. Page 716. Page 717. The gland end of the bulbourethria gland make up the semen, which is ejected into a woman. This thick grayish-white fluid has an average pH of about 6.5. Semen or white blood is injected by means of contraction of the smooth muscle of the prostate gland and the contraction of a certain muscle in the urethra. In the average male, each cubic centimeter of this semen contains 777 billion million 777,777 sperm cells. However, only one spermatozoa can fertilize an oocyte or an egg, and all that is left, the remainders, will disintegrate. The fertilized egg reaches the uterine cavity in about 27 hours after fertilization. The frontal sinus is the cave located between the eye. This is the sinus which accumulates mucus between the eyes. Women who are pregnant have a lot of sinus problems, and especially during their first few months of pregnancy. And this is because she has a lot of mucus built up in her sinus cavities, which are responsible for sifting the particles so that they may be regenerated as flesh. This process takes place in what is called the sinus erectus, which is a cavity located outside the cerebellum region of the brain. Each follicle of hair has its own nerves which are connected to the brain. These nasal hairs filter particles that are breathed in. Each particle is energy. The fertilized egg is nourished during its process. This passage from the fallopian tube to the uterine cavity by the secretion from the mucous membranes lining the tube. The uterus is a hollow, thick-walled, muscular organ. Its cavity communicates with those of the fallopian tube above and with the vagina below. The upper portion of the uterus is called the body. The lower constricted portion is called the cervix. The portion of the body above the entrance of the uterine tubes is referred to as the fundus, which supplies simply means the upper part of a hollow organ from the embryo stage of a fetus. The mucus helps to shape the body. As the baby takes form, a gland called the aortic gland, which lies one on either side of the aorta in the region of the inferior mesenteric artery, develops. The inferior mesenteric artery develops. This aortic gland measures about 1 centimeter in length. By the sixth month of development, the aortic gland is at full development. It helps the baby continue to develop its physical composition. The baby can will its own death and cause the gland not to continue to develop. This gland will increase to function, thereby causing what you call stillbirth. The size of the aortic gland will decrease in size with age and after puberty, which ranges in different ages depending on the hormonal changes. It can only be seen under a microscope. The aortic gland will reappear. You must learn to relax and let go. Page 718, diagram 106. An electric field and its nodes surrounding the human being body. Page 719, diagram 107. The human body turning itself into a ship. Page 720, diagram 108. Infinite, boundless. Please go to Nubian Facts, Holy Tablets, NubianFacts.com to read along, or purchase the book at Nubian Holy Tablets .nubianfacts.com. Peace and blessings. Within 48 hours before a person dies, and it brings on the setting in of the rigor mortis process, which is the temporary rigidity of muscles occurring after death. The kidney and the liver. The kidney and the liver work together to cleanse the body of its liquid impurities. The liver filters poisons from the body, and it is the largest gland in the body. It lies across the widest of the abdomen at the lower margin of the ribs on your right side. The liver has many functions which are important to the body, including the production of bile, a bitter yellowish liquid necessary for the complete digestion of fats. Bile is about 98% water. Among the solid substances dissolved in the water are bile pigments, which give the bile a golden brown color. Also in the bile, a bile salt, which emulsifies the fat in the small intestines. This is a necessary step before the fats can be broken down into fatty acids and glycerol. About a pint to 2 quarts of bile is secreted daily by the liver. The kidney filters poisons from all the other liquids in the body. The two kidneys, each resembling a 5-inch long kidney bean, are located on either side of the vertebral column, just under the ribs. The large two arteries, the arteries pertaining to the renal organ, the liver, deliver about 1/4 of the blood discharged from the heart into the kidneys. The enormous quantity of blood, about 1,800 to 1,900 quarts, passes through the kidneys every day. The kidneys filter waste substances, excess water, urea, mineral salts, and other products from the blood. They return the blood to the heart through two renal veins. The only substances that do not pass through the kidneys are those that are too large. Red and white blood cells, pellets, droplets of fat, and very large protein substances. These substances return to the main blood circulation. In each kidney, The waste substances collect and are expelled in fluid form through a ureter. Every day the body produces about 2 quarts of urine. The lifespan of a human being. The lifespan of a human being can vary from the death in the womb to no more than 120 years. The supreme being or soul of the human being would live to the equivalent of 1,000 Earth years for every 1 day for the Anunnaki of the 2,100 years. That would mean that there are 365 days in an Earth year based on the movement of your planet around your sun. Each year of that would be 365,000 days at 1,000 years per one of those 365 days of your 365-day year. Page 722. Diagram 109. Male testes and the reproductive organs. Page 723. Diagram 110. The female fallopian tube and reproductive organs. Page 724. Diagram 111. An Etherian of pure energy. Page 725. Diagram 112. The human kidney, one of the vital organs. Page 726. Diagram 113. The human liver, one of the vital organs. So then you multiply 365,000 times 120 years, and the answer is 43,000, million, 800,000 years that each human being's soul lives. The actual manifestation of the opening of the seventh seal was the sighting of the six-pointed star. It was there that those Anunnakis listened to those diabolical plans to overthrow my Yakael. He seduced them with his disagreeable suggestions. Some of the jinns repented, and Anu Elwin Elwin El, the Most High, forgave them. They became protectors of the gate of Gan, and enclosed garden of delight, and the ark of the tabernacle. They are the four beasts of the hideous forms from sea Lot. They protect the 23 elders. One has the face of the disagreeable in the form of a male living being. The next has the male face, the face of a lion, with the nature of the disagreeable. The next has the face of a bull, with the aggressive nature. And the next has the face of an eagle, having a treacherous nature. After the beast of Shakar and his army, the Anunnaki divided according to the nature of their creation. There were the Anunnaki Garubat, who fought against Mayakael, son of Enki and Damkina. They were created of poisonous smokeless fire and amber light. Then there were the Anunnaki Surafat, who remained loyal to Mayakael. They all came together from all the points in Elwin El, all the planets of the father constellation before the birth of the planet Earth. And were created from the pure illuminating violet light that shrouded their beloved angelic ruler Michael. When his state for his green essence is of the physical state of the life force of vegetation. These Anunnakis begin to live separately according to their nature. And on that great day when Ninurta put Zuin to death, and all of the Anunnakis, the good Surafat, rejoice at the return of the Akasha records, the tablets of destiny, to the hands of the great Enlil. On that self same day did the son of Tarnush, who is called Zuen, vow vengeance on the creation of the Anunnaki called Adamah. He, Lael, son of Shakar, known also as Samael and Nahash, who is Iblis, gathered his 200 and cried, revenge must be. And in time when the Anunnaki had placed these chosen beings in the enclosed garden of delight, Nahash set out for his revenge to undermine Kakael and to turn him into a liar in the eyes of his creation. By whispering evil suggestions into the heart of the female part of Kadmon, did Nahash accomplish his plan and caused this great plan to foil. For man did begin to doubt the Anunnaki and refused to give the third part of himself into their trust. Thus, man fell from the grace of the Anunnaki and into the clutches of Nakash, who is Iblis. This Nakash vowed to alter all the deeds that appear disagreeable and make them appear agreeable to the seed of this third son. Kaman, who is or was once in the image and after the likeness of the Anunnaki, being both agreeable from his father Atum and disagreeable from his mother Lilith. Thus it is said, now Kaman has become like one of us, to know his agreeable side and his disagreeable side. When at first, like a lion raised with sheep, he knew only one side. Thus, he too had to be maimed. And this momentum had led to the removal of the bartholin gland, which produces the hormone serine, a green substance that filters the chlorine through the body and activates the melanin, stimulating the nerve fibers in the hippocampus area of the brain that opens the higher senses. With this removed, he became maimed and no longer a deity, a mere mortal. His son, Seth's son, became a mortal called Enos, and he cut off from the course of the Anunnaki, from their presence, from their guidance, and their voices was assigned but Tammuz, who is called Yahweh. That is the end of Tablet 6, the reproductive process. In brief, I shall continue on reading to Tablet 7, the forces of will, before I end the live. Lo, it is these two forces of agreeable and disagreeable that have a direct influence on the will of human beings. Yet they are but one force. Anu Elwin Elwin El, the Most High, created the agreeable Anunnaki from the light, the Jinn or the Anunnaki of the lesser light from the fire. Thus, it is related that in order for the Anu Elwin Elwin El, the Most High, to create anything spiritual or physical, there had to be a state to contain something. This condition was the state of nothingness. So splendid and fine was the state of Anu Elwin Elwin El, the Most High's existence, that is, was not even included in creation. So Anu Elwin Elwin El, the Most High, created a state of nothingness in which to take to place the 99 elements that make up the something, known the sum of things. Wait. Then he created something. That something was in a state of darkness, a state of supreme balancement. One of the first things which Anu Elwin Elwin El, the Most High, the highest, created inside the darkness was light in the darkness. This light fathered objects, and objects create subjects, creating subjection. When the light manifested in the darkness, it became the name of Anu. Being he fathered light. In time, light gained a purpose. That was in opposition to the very darkness in which it was created. In due time, that light wanted to rule the darkness too. In fact, it immersed itself in the darkness until there was no darkness. Yet, light must reflect. Reflection has a point in time and space. Thus, the brightest of lights is merely a beam in supreme balancement. Thus, light can never remove the darkness, but merely wear its garment and until we meet again. Continue meditating with me.
if you don't answer. I don't know why. I think he's still sleeping.
No, always. 10:16 p.m. Have a good night.
My mind thinks it's my mind thinks it's and it feels oh so good.
blessings to my future listeners.